Alright, what's going on everyone? This is MG Moto, Mean Green Moto, and we're going to be taking a look at mounting the GoPro, a chin mount, onto the front of the AGV K3 SV. I just got this. I already put the smoke shield on because I couldn't wait. The only issue is that it's pretty pointy. I don't know if you guys can see that right now. But it's pretty pointy in the front, and the GoPro mounts, you see from the side, they're going to be a little wobbly, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that. This is what I had. Has a bunch of bugs on it, but this is the HJC. I have no idea what model it is. Basically, I had the chin mount like this. It didn't have too much give to it. I don't know if you guys can see that right now, but I made that work real nice. And so this is how it went. So, and that's how I had that for a while. Back to how we're going to mount it. Basically, that's what we're looking to get at. So let's take a look at how to do that. So the first thing I'm noticing is this pointiness. So, like I said, it's hard to see in the camera, but it is a little bit pointy. So what I started to do already is the GoPro mounts already have this 3M VHB is called, and you could pick some up in a roll at the hardware store. You get a little roll of it. It doesn't have the lettering on it, but this is the 3M. I will put a link up to get it. And what I started doing already is cutting it up and just forming it on top of the existing instead of getting it all stuck. Because now, before you do it, you could still peel it up before it's actually permanently stuck on there. And this stuff is permanent. So yeah, what I started doing. So yeah, what I did was I started layering. You guys can see that because of the point, the peak on here. It's so pointy that I had to layer and kind of form it. And then the bottom actually sticks in a little bit more too. So I've just been playing around with that. That's what you guys are gonna have to do. Just take this, measure it up. Take the roll, measure it up, and you're just gonna have to start layering. Depending, you could do this for any helmet if you want a chin mount. But like I said, this here is so pointy in the front. So definitely need a lot of work done on that. So let me focus this back up. Okay, so now I got the form of this down, and you can see that that's the bottom. It's a little bit more pointy, and I'm going right to the bottom with this. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, let me check, that the bottom of that is pretty well formed up, and I got the sides down, and I'll show you the top. So that's pretty good for me. So now that you see we got this all formed up on here. Oh my god. So let me focus. Oh. Okay. So now you guys can see that it is nicely formed up on there. So what we're going to do is remember how we put all this on here. And I'm going to start peeling it and sticking it down. So we're going to peel everything off. So I'm going to do that now. We just got this piece of plastic to work on because it doesn't stick as well. But I'm basically going to just take them off opposite. And lay them out. Alright, so now we got that. So now they're all laid out the way it needs to go on. Got it. Guys, these little picks, pick them up at Harbor Freight if there's one by you. Like $3 and you get a bunch of different ones. They're great for all kinds of things. Use them for that. But what I use them for too is peeling this stuff up because it hooks it, and then you just peel it away just like that. Alright, so now this is super sticky, so we're gonna take this nice and You guys can see, right? I don't want to put my big old head in the way. And just carefully line it up. Stick it down. I'm going to use this pick again. You can get in there. It's just easier than using my finger. I have freaking big fingers, so don't lose track of which way you're doing it. I always like leave this is a little bit cleaner of a cut, so we're going to try to line all those up. With the edge. Nice like that. See how this one hangs over a little bit? I'll take my scissor and I'm going to go in there and trim it. So now it's all lined up. Okay. Next one. Gah. Little skinny one. Basically making steps on here. Okay, so see I'm keeping that edge nice and smooth. You can see. I'll trim a little bit more off that. I'll show you. Now I got everything. Alright, so we got everything going and everything's stacked up real nice and it looks pretty. So we're going to mount it now. So now we're going to mount it. I'm going to try to mount it and show you guys at the same time and try to see what the hell's going on. So very important to keep this straight so your GoPro is straight. I'm actually going to move the camera before I do this because it's like kind of a one-shot deal. That's better for you. There you go. So yeah. I'm going to make sure everything, I'm going to look down this center line and make sure my bottom ones are nice and lined up. And I'm not going to push it down yet. I'm just going to line up that center line. Oh yeah. That's nice. So, because once this dries, you ain't moving it. You is not moving it. So, see that? Nice and straight. At least it looks straight. Okay, so now I grabbed the heat gun. If you don't have a heat gun, I guess a hairdryer would work. I'm just not using one, so I don't know. Yeah, it'll work. It'll work. So this 3M stuff activates with heat. That works best with heat. Very carefully. Make sure your heat gun's working. And you're just going to carefully just warm it up. And that's going to loosen up everything. And really get the stick nice. Don't melt your helmet, okay? And then just keep pressing it down. And positioning it and making sure it's perfect. Should heat up the edges a little bit more. Try not to burn yourself like I just did. And just push it down. Alright. It's looking pretty good. See, it's looking pretty great. Now that we're done with the heat gun, I see one or two small little gaps. Let me focus this up for you. So if you guys could see, little teeny gaps. Little, very little, and on the other side. So we're just going to try to fill this in with the tape. So we got some tape. And we're going to find the scissor. And here it is. And blah, blah, blah. We're going to cut thin little pieces. Thin, look at that. Look at that. That is thin. Okay. in half. The other half. Alrighty. So, this stuff is like everywhere. Alright, so sorry if there's like a glare or something. The lighting is shitty. And I'm just gonna kind of shove it in there with the pick. Beautiful. And that filled in that gap pretty nicely. Alright, so let me see if we can, hope that's focused. I can't really see, there's a glare on the screen. So basically we got this mounted up. It's kind of ugly with this black, so I'm probably going to color that in with like a Sharpie or something. Make it black. But it's mounted and there's no gaps really. Let's see if we can see that. You guys see in there? Ooh, look at that, no gaps in the bottom. Solid. Alright, so that's gonna hold it. And as that dries, it's really gonna get nice and solid. Because right now, pretty much pick up the helmet, pull on that, it's not gonna go anywhere. And the GoPro weighs nothing, so not too concerned. Alright guys, so now that we got the front piece mounted, we're going to move on to mounting the microphone inside the helmet. Let's see if we can zoom out a little bit. And we're going to mount this inside there. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to get the helmet and we're going to look in where we're going to mount it. So on my other helmet, I'll show you. Right over here, I have the mic mounted inside. I don't know if you guys could see in there. Right there. It's just poking through a little bit. And the wire actually runs through. And it's all tucked in over there. And it comes out. And there's actually a plug. So that's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is, I don't want to pop the whole cheek pad out. Might have to. Let's see how it comes out. Okay. That's probably good enough for me, to be honest. I just popped, it looks like 2 little push buttons. And they go in, you can't see it all in there. It is black as night. Then I'm going to tuck it right in there. I don't know if you guys could see that. Alright. So I'm going to put it right in there. So it's in and it's tied, it's hidden, no wind, blah blah blah. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so. Alright guys, so here's where we're at. So I mounted the mic. Oof, that's ugly with all the wires. I cut a very, very small hole. I don't know if you guys can see. I hope it's in focus. Just to route the mic through so it wouldn't fall out. Just in the mesh there. So that's where the mic is, and I tucked the cables pretty much right next to it. Alright, so you can see that the mic is in there. This flashlight so you guys can see what's going on. So that's the microphone sticking through. And hopefully when I put it on we'll be alright. And then I got the wire coming out and I'm going to route it through over here. Cableage is not long enough, so I'm going to pop this out. It needs to be longer. So what we're going to do is make it longer. I'm just moving this connection. Hopefully that's long enough. Let's pop this on. And I find that. Because it needs to clip in that way. Okay. And it's long enough. Nice. Perfect. Alright guys, I put the GoPro in now. You can see the beautiful lens in there. And we're plugged in. And we run down. I might tie this up with something right over here. I also didn't make this black yet, Can we see how we focused? We are not. Ah, so much better. Ooh, this is so much better. Alright, so basically, we got the GoPro. And we're mounted. And the mic. And everything is beautiful. Alright, and I can still reach in and open up my vents. Not that I want to open up these vents too much, but we have that option. We have that option. Alright, so, and remember when you guys are mounting this, you want to tilt the GoPro back as far as possible. And I am using the helmet front mount. That's what this piece is called. And I think it comes with the adapter. I think that's all you need. But remember, that's the angle we're at. So, because when you're riding, that's the angle. It's hard to do in this scenario. But basically, your head, when you're looking straight, this is going to be tilted down, and it's not like that. So that's why you need to tilt that back. Alright. But that's pretty much it. I mean, we're mounted up, we're ready to go, so the only thing left to do now is test it out.